Hello, friends. Happy Friday. How is everyone doing on this beautiful winter evening? It's snowing again. Yeah. Not much, but there's snow. I am enjoying some Haunted Bookshop in the Matches Memorial Friday 7 Alley, as is the tradition. And yeah, it's a it's a welcome bowl right now. Happy to happy to have it lit and happy to see so many folks already hanging out in the chat. It's always good to see the early birds at it when I start getting set up. It seemed like there was a party going on tonight. And that means I got a lot of hellos to catch up on. So let's see who we have thus far assembled. There's Gordy. Good to see you, Gordy. And Phil Rivera. Hello, Phil. Steve Stazak. Hillbilly Piper. Great to see you guys. David G. And we got to slide down a little bit. There's the Urban Hermit. Hello, Everett. Father Chris checking in from Iowa. Always great to see you, Father Chris. You guys are chatty. I gotta go through a lot of names here. There's Jim Ferrant in balmy 23 degrees Minnesota. My goodness. Yeah, it's winter this year. We're getting winter for sure. Gary Edminster, how's it going, Gary? Ghost Rider 564, or maybe just Ghost Rider. Hey, how you doing? And are we caught up? David G. John's Pipe Journey. Hello, James Steidel. Welcome, James. Big Dave. Good to see you, Big Dave. Jeffrey Feinberg. Howdy indeed. And there's Carrie. Hello. Oklahoma Piper. Bad Dad. You guys are starting to tax my memory with this. The Smooth Piper. How you doing, Peter? Gary's got coffee at a pipe. Sounds good, Gary. David Jenkins. Oh, no, I jumped past. Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. Oh, Choita. Good to see you, Alex Saunders. Smarty Bob. How's it going, Bob? Good to see you tonight. And there's Yornik. Which Yornik do we have this evening? Or maybe both. I hope the sick Yornik is not so sick. I've got a sick other tonight. I'll tell you about that. And let's see. If I ever get caught up, I'll tell you about that. Martina Lamb. Uh-oh. What did I do? Watch the old man try to figure out computers. And the Pipe Jockey. Hello. Welcome all. It's great to see so many folks here tonight. And Mrs. CaneRod has come down with what we think is a stomach bug. And the reason we think it's a stomach bug is that Mr. CaneRod was starting to feel a little weird this evening. I think I'm okay, but if I have to suddenly like put up the intermission thing and run away, you understand. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Good to hear you're both mostly okay. Oklahoma Piper says the Olympics start tonight. They're still doing that? Huh. Piper on the 45. Good to see you. I've never liked the Olympics. I don't know. I've talked about this before. They just don't interest me. And if you love them, that's great. I'm not trying to throw whatever on anybody that enjoys them. I just personally don't like them. First person smoker, how you doing tonight? 75 degrees in Puerto Rico. Everybody, we're moving to Ochoita's house. We're moving the party. That's what I gotta do, Gary. I gotta put the punch card in the punch card reader and pray. Going back to the old school ways. At least when that broke, you didn't know for an hour. Yeah, immediate feedback isn't always a good thing. So we got some stuff planned for tonight. Got a little show and tell for you based on last week, and we of course have the tobacco of the month that we'll pick up in the middle of the show. If I can learn to talk. What else? Oh yeah, snow. So it's snowing, although it's just like a very light snow. And I let the dogs out this evening, and I noticed that there was a little bit of accumulation on the back patio. And I thought, huh, is this going to amount to anything? So I asked Google how much snow are we going to get. And Google said tonight in Souderton there will be 0.01 inches. And I thought, man, that's really exact, 0.01 inches. I think that's 5 human hairs high. That's a pretty good. So then I thought, oh, just for the heck of it. Oh, you had a bug too, Gordy? Yeah, I don't know if something's going around or not. We'll see. So I think she'll hit 48 hours sometime tomorrow. Hey, Ochoita says we're all welcome. Buddy, I wish we could. I wish we could. Yeah, so anyway, so I thought, man, 0.01 inches is really, really accurate. And then I thought, well, maybe it's going to snow tomorrow, too. How much accumulation are we going to get overall? So I said, is it going to snow tomorrow and how much? And it said, yes, tomorrow it'll be 0.04 inches. So we're going to get a total accumulation over the weekend of 0.05 inches. I don't even know how they calculate that. It'll be somewhere between 0 and 72 inches for sure, first person, for sure. David Jenkins, I don't think I caught you earlier. Good to see you tonight. And Alex Saunders, maybe I missed you. I don't know. My memory is not. I can only keep it in mind for about 2 minutes, and then everybody's new to me. Which is great, because I think I've got like 10 times more people showing up than I really do. Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy. How are you doing, Steve and Kathy? Great to see you tonight. Oh, thank you, John. This is the Matches Memorial pipe. Smoke it every Friday, and it's a wonderful pipe. I've said this before. When I look at these pipes, I mean, this is just not my aesthetic. My perfect pipe is right here. That's my ideal of perfect pipe. This just isn't. But I never would have bought one if it wasn't for John and the whole memorial thing and all that. And I have to tell you, I love smoking this pipe. So John, as we all know, knew what he was talking about. That's true, Yornik. Even in the middle of August, there's always a chance of snow. "9.5 feet of snow in Barrie, Ontario, from November 1st of last year to January 28th of this year." My goodness, that is relentless, Everett. Thank you, John. That's kind of you to say. Paul Johnson enjoying 1792 flake and a mirror. Nice. And Dr. Bob's Nightmares in the middle of a bowl of Black Irish Twist, Black Irish X Twist. And James Stidle had Tom Bigby in a Paranelli. Never gone through an ounce of tobacco as fast as Tom Bigby. Never heard of Tom Bigby. Sounds like somebody that was like the quarterback on the high school football team. Barrie is 4 hours south of the Urban Hermit. So Everett, let me get this straight. 4 hours south of you, there was 9.5 feet of snow. Isn't it normally warmer to the south? What does that say about where you are? A filament of my imagination, Phil. Is that a filament with a PH? Uh-huh. Don't fix what ain't broke indeed, Yornik. Yornix. First person smoker has haunted bookshop mixed with a couple of things in a car. That's the way to do it. Ghost Rider, I don't think there's any of the memorial pipes available, but the shape is still made by Savinelli. Okay, so they actually got hit for using Tolkien references. That's interesting. I tried several of the Country Squire blends. I really wanted to like them. You know, back when John David was doing that podcast with, I can't remember the other guy's name, but it was a fun podcast, and he would always talk about the Country Squire blends, and I ordered from them 2 or 3 times, and it's just me and my aromatic problem, really, but the toppings I just couldn't get past. Steve's got Bothy Flake and a Carl Eric. Very nice. It certainly is a handful, James. If you haven't seen the pipe that Phil's working on, I don't know if he put it on YouTube yet, but he's got it on. Yeah, he had some YouTube stuff on it. It's enormous. It's a weapon. Is that a lake effect snow, Everett? Because that'll really mess things up. Pipe Leisure, how you doing? Good to see you. Nah, aromatic's not a 4-letter word necessarily, Dr. Bob. I mean, if you enjoy it, it's fine. I just can't enjoy them most of the time. I wish I could, because they sure smell nice. Doug Owen, yes. Rude and aggressive letter from a lawyer will do that. Actually, a rude and aggressive letter from just some guy sometimes can do stuff too. Don't ask me how I know that. Casey Guthrie, how are you tonight? Good seeing you too, Pipe Leisure. It's been a while. Rush fan, how you doing, Patrick? Oh, that's kind of you, Pipe Leisure. I apologize, but I am having trouble remembering your name. But I remember you well. Other than your name, sorry. It's not easy getting old. I agree with you, Doug. I think he would have been flattered. Oh, Steve, that's wonderful of you to say, and I am so happy with that. Um, I'm actually going to have a video about it Sunday. I was going to do it last Sunday, but I just got tied up and I didn't do any video last Sunday. But this Sunday, I'm gonna show that off and talk about it and tell the story and everything. So thank you, Derek. Of course, of course. Thank you for the reminder, Derek. Virtual hugs right back to you, Yornix. Gary, don't ask questions like that. You'll confuse me. Is that the lawyer's anthem, Phil? For those of you that don't know, Mike Leisure was actually, Derek was actually one of the pioneers of pipe repair on YouTube, at least in my mind. That was quite a long time ago. I remember interacting with you a bit over different restorations and things. It was great fun back then. He would think that, Doug, and then Lewis would show up and mess it up. Misty Mountain Piper, hello. Yeah, last week I was fine. I just had a lot of stuff to do, and before I knew it, it was noon on Sunday, and I was only halfway done. So, Gary, that's a little bit less disturbing of a question, but it makes me worried about you now. No, Eric, I'm going to miss Muletown again. I am going to go to the Mid-Atlantic Turners show in March. If anybody's going to be there, I don't know why you would, but I'll be there. It's like quite a few folks. I really regret missing Muletown. It just wasn't in the cards for me. Boy, Casey, isn't that the truth? My goodness. That's kind of you, Eric. Yeah, I really wanted to go. You know, the Turners thing is only a couple hours away, whereas Muletown would have been a 2-day trip for me. And it just, yeah, I don't want to sound like one of those retired guys, but I don't yet know where I stand. I mean, I know I'm fine. I just don't know where I stand financially yet. So I don't want to take a lot of trips this year. I'm trying to limit it for this first year, and then next year, assuming everything's fine, I got a lot of things I want to do. I'd really like to get to Vegas, um, and Muletown is on the list. I am going to make a point this year of going to at least one of either Albany or Richmond, and Albany meaning Capital Land, or Richmond, and hopefully both of those. And I will definitely be at the Ohio show, Columbus or whatever it's called these days. I need a drink. My reminders didn't remind me. You've many times mentioned the Georgian cuisine, Yornik, and you make me hungry when you do it. I envy you. Speaking of envy, Christian Bonapiper won't be with us tonight. His wife surprised him with tickets for Ariana Moffat concert, and I envy him greatly because I really like her music. Thought I had what, Peter? Oh, goodness. Peter's referring to the beverage. I forgot again already. Thank you, Patrick. I do have a drink this evening. My wife bought me a 12-pack of Victory. They're all IPAs. Yeah. So this one, I've really been enjoying this for some weird reason. Victory Brotherly Love. I've been getting it at local restaurant that we go to every couple of weeks. I don't know why. I just enjoy it because I don't normally like IPAs. And we were out yesterday, no, Thursday, I think. And I said, "Oh, they got Victory," and she said, "Oh, I'll buy it for you." And it was a 12-pack, but it's a 12-pack of a mix. So last night I had, was it last night or the night before? I have no sense of time. It must have been Thursday night. I had the Dirt Wolf, which was interesting. But this Brotherly Love is really good. It's not an overpowering IPA in terms of hops, but it's there. Might need a Pepto chaser indeed, Gary. And I remembered my glass this time. So there's no drama. This can will definitely fit. The 12 ounces you got to watch. Or 16, whatever they are. Right, this is a 12 ouncer. Anyway. And it is hazy. Yeah, it's not as in your face as a lot of IPAs. And it's not just like overbearing hops. You can still get some malty beer flavors out of it. It's Victory Brotherly Love, though. See the Liberty Bell there made of hops? I don't know why I use this lighter. So I got some show and tell for you. Last week we were talking about some unusual pipes, and one of the pipes was mentioned, and I had to dig this out of my, I'm embarrassed to say this, but my big plastic storage bin of estate pipes I've never gotten around to smoking. Beer lives do matter, Phil. I'll tell you what beer I'm not drinking tonight, Phil. I think we both know what that is. Patrick wants to know the ABV. Drink beer, do good. We the brewers. Oh, they wrote a lot of stuff on this. Ring the bell. Where's the ABV? They hide it sometimes. 6%. This hazy IPA brings bright citrus notes that flourish into a full tropical fruit character. It also brings a brighter side to life. We named this beer Brotherly Love after the city who made us, to give back to the organizations helping local communities. With this beer, we reinvest in our backyard, and we hope you will join us to drink some beer and do some good. Yeah, a lot of good things come out of Philadelphia. Me, this beer, reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. IPA is to Latakia as Pilsner is to Burley. Interesting, Dry Fly Fisher. I think I agree with you on that. It would be excellent for the 4th of July, Peter. Good point. At least 2, Phil. At least 2. I don't think they have sisterly like she was a friend. I'll have to check next time, Eric. Anyway, I dug into my big, giant plastic bin of estate pipes I haven't smoked and pulled out this. Still in the original cellophane wrapper. We were talking about this last week. It was open. Don't worry, I didn't just violate the rules of toy collecting. But this is the pipe, the world's driest and coolest. I should just let these on. Contains one pipe. That's good. So this was made by Venturi Company, Hearst Building, San Francisco, California. And it says, requires no cake or break-in, burns all tobacco to an ash, produces no gooey residue, never needs drying out, smokes 10 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit cooler, and it has 83% less tar and 71% less nicotine. I'm guessing that's why they had to stop selling this, because that's a ridiculous claim. I have not opened this in years, so I hope that's still within this box. And there you have it. It's very strange. This feels like it's cold plastic. It's got a neat little V-pipe logo written on the side. Pressed into the plastic. It's a very strange feeling. It almost feels like it's an acrylic pipe. It's unsmoked, but that is the pipe. Now, I believe they made these in a variety of colors. And that's kind of interesting. Oh, you know what? I don't think this is unsmoked. I thought it was, but then I noticed the bit was kind of chewed. Oh, goodness, it's a long time. I don't know if that's meant to take a filter or not. But you can hear. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this, but this is really interesting. Well, not a bad idea, actually. Can you see that? There's actually a little O-ring on the tenon. And I guess because this is a slick plastic, they couldn't get this is acrylic stem, they couldn't get the acrylic to mate with it, so they actually put a little groove in there and put an O-ring over it. That's funny. But when your tenon gets loose, you just get a new O-ring. Well, interesting idea. Again, I've never smoked it, so I have no idea. I've heard bad things about it. I just like having it as part of the gathering. Oh, it doesn't go in there. Good. You mean you can have them? I did not know that. I've seen some of those mammoth ivory adornments. They're really nice. I was thinking that I got to get the conversation software sorted out. As you noticed, I have not had another conversation with pipe smokers. Sorry, Phil. We'll get to it soon. But I was thinking about asking Jimmy Aiken if he'd like to visit with us. I don't know if he'd be into that or not, but I was going to do it last year, and then somebody went on his show that might have messed that up for us. But no, I don't want to do a pipe of the month, David, because then I'd wind up with a ridiculous number of pipes in my racks, and my wife would throw me out. I have noticed the colored pipes in the rack he has, Casey. So yeah, but they're all bents. I didn't know they made the pipe in a bent, but I guess maybe they did. The other pipe I wanted to show you is actually the one I'm going to be using tonight for the tobacco of the month. And it's interesting that it's interesting you mentioned Brylon at that moment, Everett, because I was convinced I had a Brylon pipe, but I don't. I really thought this was Brylon, and it's a Medco. It does not feel like briar. It does not sound like briar, but it does. Written on the shank is genuine imported briar, and oddly enough, there's a couple odd things about this. It's got many fills. I don't know if they're going to show up or not. This thing is just riddled. I mean, this has got more putty in it than briar. Fills, that's F-I-L-L-S, not P-H-I-L-S. Okay, I know Phil's ears perked up. But the interesting thing about this pipe is that it does have what I believe is a nylon stem. And Medco was pushing these because they're impossible to chew through. And it's a really interesting stem material because it is. I mean, you can chew on this all day, and it's not going anywhere. It's like that stuff they make the hard dog bones out of, those hard plastic dog bones. And yet it's soft in the mouth. It feels very similar to ebonite. It's really a nice stem. Unfortunately, I don't think you can work this stuff. I think it has to be molded, which is why it never really caught on as a stem material. This is a shop pipe, so I smoke this, I don't know, every couple months or so while I'm working down here. So I do smoke this one quite a bit. But anyway, that's a Medco with a nylon stem. I thought it was Brylon, but it's not. Another interesting thing about this is that the stem has stamped on it VFG. And if I remember right, Medco stamped some of their pipes VFG for very fine grain. But it's rusticated and it's riddled with fills. So I don't know, maybe this is a mismatched stem. Anyway, I like the pipe. I thought you'd be interested in that. Sorry, it's not actually Brylon, but Gary says that the pipe gets so hot you can press close with it. Hey, Gary, it says on the box that it stays 20 to 30% cooler. I don't know. I would imagine that thing would get quite hot. Ron, Hardcrackers, how you doing? Haunted Bookshop at a BC Regate. You're just doing this on purpose, right? Gante Billiard. Google Translator says it means regatta giant. Okay. Oh, it's French. No wonder I can't pronounce it. It's a big boat that gurgles. Casey, I haven't tried it. I heard him talking about his blend, and it was recently, so I think it's still made, but I never tried it. David's moving on to Evan Williams and some Star of the East. Good choice, David. The Tavarish, how are you doing tonight? Who is your favorite pipe-smoking fictional character? Well, that's easy for me. It would be Sherlock Holmes. Uh, but good question. I mean, anybody else have a non-Sherlock Holmes answer? I know, like 90% of the folks are going to say Sherlock Holmes. It's a nice pipe, Peter. It sounds like I'm dumping on it, but it's very nice. It feels good in the hand, that rustication. It's just kind of ugly when you look at it up close. They loved using that pink putty back in the day. Bonnie Parker bad dad? Yeah, I think that might have been cigars. Gandalf, says Gary. Frosty the Snowman, Bilbo Baggins, Popeye the Sailor. You know what, Smarty Bob? Popeye is my second. He's my runner-up. It's a close second to Sherlock. Oh, that's interesting, Paul. I'll have to check out Timber Drifter's video. Miss Peregrine smoked a mirror in the movie. There you go. The Country Scholar. Good evening. I almost called you the Country Squire. Uh, Small difference between squires and scholars. Speaking of fictional pipe smoking characters, I finally got around to rewatching, because I think I saw it a long, long time ago, but I didn't remember the episode. But I got around to watching episode 1 of Magritte with Rowan Atkinson, and man, that's a good show. Oh, that was his name. Yes, Country Scholar. I'm sure you're equally entertaining. Earlier we were talking about John David, and I said he had that podcast with the guy whose name I couldn't remember, but it was a Bo something. Remember Bo's last name by any chance? That is wonderful news, Everett. Wonderful news. Give our best to your dad when you talk to him. That is really fantastic. They made a non-smoking Magritte. That's terrible because the guy that wrote that was a huge pipe smoker, and the reason he wrote it that way was because that's what he knew best. So they've completely violated the darn thing. Lee Van Cleef in anything, right, John? Oh, I'd love to get one of those Disneyland pipes, Casey. Yes. Honestly, James, I don't remember seeing Father Brown smoke in any of the series that I've seen. Maybe I've only seen the new series. Oh, that sounds awful, Yernick. Tavarish has a Disneyland pipe. Very cool. I just think it's so wonderful that there was a time when Disney actually sold pipes and tobacco in the theme park. Uh, I was born much too late. Yes, Brian has a huge Disney everything collection, Patrick. In fact, I was listening to him the other day. He's actually doing work at Disney now. I don't know what he does there, but he's got a job at the park. Oh, there's a YouTube documentary about the Disneyland tobacco store. I haven't seen that, Father Chris, but I'll have to look for it. That sounds really cool. That's right, Paul. If you even think about it, they throw you out. Red lights flash, alarms go off, and they escort you to the gate. David, that quote makes me feel old. I remember when that came out, and it's hard to believe he's gone, you know? Speaking of that, we're talking about Jimmy Buffett. David's mentioning his book, The Pirate Looks at 40. And we never recognized the passing of Bobby Weir, which happened a couple weeks ago. It was a big deal for anybody that's a Grateful Dead fan. I win again, Peter. My goodness, I must be getting better. Although I have to admit, it's pretty close to a tie. I've probably got 2 or 3 more pups here. Okay, so the series was from 74. I probably haven't seen it, James, but I will look for that. It's an excellent question, Gary. Doug, I've heard some of the hoopla over the Super Bowl halftime. I have not watched a Super Bowl halftime show in probably 20 years, maybe longer. Um, so that doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to watch it just because it's predetermined. I mean, the Patriots are going to be embarrassed. Um, yeah, it's not going to be a very good game. Besides, football season ended a couple years ago with that Eagles 49ers game. Everybody knows that. Oh man, Namath was something. Yeah, Namath and Montana. They were both special. Uh, what was I going to say? But oh, I saw. I'm stealing this from somebody, but I saw this today, and I thought it was funny. They were arguing that the Super Bowl is what's the word? Illegitimate because in football, in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. I mean, that's common knowledge, right? I mean, any sport, in order to be the best, you have to beat the best in order to take their place. And neither of the teams that are in the Super Bowl this year played the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, and that's what I call them now. Uh, Therefore, this is not a legitimate Super Bowl. I am more than ready for spring training, Casey. I right after that Eagles 49ers game, I was ready for it. Doug, I think it's a combination of the two facts there. I mean, the Seahawks, at least the last game that I watched, looked really good. And the Patriots just they seem to be struggling, not really have it all together. So yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout. I could be wrong. I'm often wrong, you know. And I know my buddy Mark in Rhode Island isn't on tonight, but I know he'll be greatly disappointed if the Patriots don't win. So I feel for you, Mark, but I think the writing's on the wall. Does anyone know what the bookies are saying? A Thorin's lighter. Paul's son gave him a Thorin's lighter. I'm not familiar with those, Paul. Sounds cool. I will look those up this evening. My haunted bookshop is finished. Isn't that something? And it's the first Friday of the month, so you know what that means. Or do you? Bradshaw was up there for sure, Dr. Bob. I wasn't trying to, I wasn't just talking about their skill, but their personality, their media savvy. I mean, Bradshaw was a fantastic quarterback, but there was just something about Namath and Montana. They were just so likable, and they played it. Misty Mountain Piper, you have a great night and a good weekend, too. Thanks for joining us tonight. So since nobody guessed, I guess I'll just have to tell you, it's time to choose the tobacco of the month. The moment that everybody waits for at least 27 days every month. Yay, stormers or whatever. Okay, you're in a... Sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, it's as good as anything anybody else is going to say about it. All right, so we've got a selection of 3 fine tobaccos this evening. And, yeah. Christian's going to be disappointed he's not here for one of them. Namath was before your... Oh, the Brady Bunch. My God, I don't even remember that, Dr. Bob. Ah, it's a rugby team. Okay. Oh, Tavares, that's great. I will check those out later this evening. Thank you for that. And don't worry about the phone. It's fine. You've seen my pictures. Yeah, and remember the pantyhose ads that Joe Namath did, David? That took some guts. All right, so tonight we've got 3 fine tobaccos to choose from. And I think I've got them in the order that they're going to show up in the poll. There will be a poll in the chat. Okay? There will be a poll in the chat, so do not vote until I put the poll up. Otherwise it gets confusing, and your vote won't be counted. So, Namath was the first quarterback that predicted the win before the game, got cold on the carpet by... Yeah. He can't do that if you're playing. All right, so tobacco number 1, we have Grinnell & Deal Small Batch San Sepolcro, and this is from 2020. Let's see, it has Italian dark fired leaf, some of the finest red Virginias from North Carolina, aromatically spicy with earthy clove-like undertones. So it's a Virginia dark fired blend. I think this is the one that might have little flowers in it or something. I can't remember. Italian dark fired. Not a fan of dark fired, but hey, had it for 6 years. Got to open at some point. So, okay, Bear Wolf, Miss Kathy, you have a great night and a good weekend. And yes, I'll see you on Sunday. So, San Sepolcro is the first one. Again, there'll be a poll. You don't have to remember numbers or anything. The second possibility is GLP's blend. This is from the New World collection, GLP's, and it is Jackknife Ready Rubbed. And this is from 2013, and it cost an astonishing $8.61. Not going to see those prices again. So Jackknife Plug Ready Rubbed. I've had Jackknife Plug. I don't believe I've ever had the Ready Rubbed. So this is Dark Fire Kentucky. Oh, there's a theme. Oh, I'm not going to like any of these. Dark Fire Kentucky leaf and ripe red Virginia tobacco with deep earthy flavors and a core of golden flute cured for a hint of bright sweetness. Yeah, I do remember liking the Plug, so maybe I'm overstating the dark fire. Maybe it's well balanced in this one. But, yep, there we go. So Jackknife Plug is the second one. And the third one, and I'm shaking with trepidation as I show you this one. This was given to me back in 2015 by a member of the Brothers of Briar, back when they used to, maybe they still do it, I don't know, I've been on for a while, but they used to do what they called tobacco bombings. They would send out massive packages of tobacco to people, and they weren't expecting it, and you get like 20 or 30 boxes. I still have tons of tobacco from these things. Anyway, this was one of those things that a kind member of the Brothers of Briar sent to me, and it is from at least 2015, maybe earlier, and it is Sail Aromatic, vacuum sealed. So I didn't vacuum seal it, they vacuum sealed it. Sail Aromatic. Got to open it up at some point. So those are your choices. We got San Sepolcro, we got Jackknife Ready Rubbed, and we've got Sail Aromatic. What have I got myself into? Hey, Mushroom Leg, how you doing? Good evening. All right, so are we ready for the poll? I hope we are. So we'll put the poll up. We'll leave it up for a minute or two, and then we'll see what happens. So you'll get to vote as soon as I figure out how to run this. And we start the poll. And we start the poll. There we go. Oh, 100% for sale aromatic. That's not good. It's dropped to 58%, 44%. Okay. Jackknife Plugs pulling into the lead with 48%. 45%. We'll just give it a minute or so. Yeah, it is a hint of sale, Yornik. It's a very salty blend. Unless they were fresh water salesmen? Sailors, there we go. It's only 6%, you know. We'll give it just another minute. It's pretty well settled. And I think we will call it. So it looks like wow, this was an interesting one. So Jackknife Plug won, but it certainly didn't run away with it. Both Sail Aromatic and Sensible Pocro both had about 30%, 30 and 27%. So yeah, not bad at all. I gotta admit, I'm really glad that Sensible Pocro was there to spoil it for sale as a third-party candidate, because I was worried about that. Plus, I know that's actually, if I'm remembering right, that's one of Bona Piper's old favorites. So I was really hoping he would be here when I did finally open this. So maybe we'll bring this back next month, or maybe I won't torture myself. I don't know. So Jackknife Plug Ready Rub, Jackknife Ready Rub, not Jackknife Plug Ready Rub. That would be silly. I actually called it Jackknife Plug in the poll. Sorry about that. I had trouble with the poll. I had trouble with my keyboard. Hey, you don't want to hear stories. Let's see. Asbestos sweater for the tongue if the sale wins. It didn't win. Subtly used to send the club cases of aromatics. Oh, yes, I've never had a good Subtle aromatic. I think that's true. Yeah, I remember going to, I think it was the New York Pipe Show, and they would force you to take 2 tins of Subtle aromatic, like it was part of the admission cost. Lord Hogarth, welcome. Thanks for joining us just off the plane. The guys that voted for sale are sadists for sure. For sure. I knew there'd be some of them out there. Okay, so let's get this. You know what? This is kind of puffy, so I'm gonna wait. The furnace is going right now. I'm gonna wait, and I'll turn off the audio filter so you can hear the hiss if there's a hiss. Sound good? I hope it sounds good. Phil is stuffing his face with bucatini pesto and trying not to get pesto sauce on. Why are you wearing my shirt, Phil? Bucatini pesto sounds really good. I think that's true, Doug. I think there are some things that are just better left unsmoked. I think you're right about that, Yornik. I have a really beautiful plug knife that actually somebody on the same forum had made for me and sent me, and it's gorgeous. And I've only used it like 4 or 5 times, and I sometimes think to myself, gee, I should get more plug to use that. But then when I do have plugs, I usually cut it with like a razor blade or something because I'm too lazy to go get it. Pesto is fantastic, Ojuda. It truly is. I love pesto. My wife is kind of middle of the road with it. She likes it, but she doesn't like it as much as I do. Like, I'll put it on anything. And we get so much basil from our CSA every year, and we throw away so much of it, and it's a real shame. I just want to make it all into pesto, but she doesn't like it as much. Wow, David says he cracked a tin of Butera Royal Vintage #1 Latakia from '94, and it sounded like a gunshot. Wow. Oh, you think Phil's getting, I suddenly understand now. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug, for being my Phil translator. When you said laptop, Phil, I thought you meant that you mistyped it because of the laptop keyboard. I didn't realize that you were trying. So you're really trying to not get it on my shirt. Okay. All right, this is the furnace is done. Let me just quickly come over here and go to filters, and we will temporarily turn those off. So the audio should have just changed. We will quickly turn those back on because the furnace will come back. But here we go. So this is from 2013. Actually, it's interesting. The sticker here says, the yellow sticker says 2012, but the Pipes and Cigar sticker says 2013. So maybe it was tinned in 2012 and Pipes and Cigars got around to stickering. Anyway. That was a pretty good hiss. That's got some old dark fire in it. Let me turn the audio filters back on. Okay. And actually, let me get back to the other screen so I can see the comments. There we go. Yeah, it's a complicated setup we got. Okay. Not complicated. All right, not terribly yellow, but that actually smells really good. It's got the dark fire and it's got that that barbecue-y smell. It's just the right moisture level. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. So I'm going to load that up in the Medco nut brine, the very fine grain. It was a good hiss, wasn't it? Terry Brewster, good evening. Listening in 3D, Casey. If only we could come up with smell-o-vision. Alrighty. Save some for the big spider. I see you guys talking about the paper pucks. I throw them away. I throw them away from Carter Hall and everything. I don't think they do very much. They might inhibit moisture release. And maybe they'll keep the tobacco a little bit moister. I don't know. But I never keep them in the tins. Smarty Bob's is eating some Captain Black grape, huh? Yeah. Bob, no pressure at all to do this, but if you or if anybody else has some Captain Black grape and wants to bring it to the Ohio show, the Columbus show, uh, I would actually set up and film a YouTube group Captain Black grape smoke off. That would be a lot of fun. Last person to still be able to stomach it wins. And what you win is you don't have to keep the ghosted pipe that you smoked it in. This is this is nice. It's surprisingly sweet. Imported Italian pipe, Doug? That is hilarious. Where did the time go indeed, Patrick? My goodness, we're running late tonight, aren't we? Oh, okay, we still got 20 minutes. Oh, Bob, if you want to do that, I don't know how many folks would join in, but I think that would be a lot of fun. Everybody will have to bring a corn cob. Oh, Ron, that's a great way to describe the hiss. I like Vegemite, Dr. Bob. You're in, Steve. Bob, it'll be a lot of fun. Will you join us? Will you join in the smoke off? Captain Black Pumpkin, which is only slightly better than Captain Black Bearscat. Well, Bob, I guess you could be the judge since you're providing it, but seems kind of cruel for you to not join in. Yeah, if Everett was going, if the Urban Hermit was going to be there, we could have him judge. He had a very decisive reaction to Captain Black Grape. Really, I'll show you that. Yeah, there are people that like it. There are people that really liked it. So, and I have to admit, I've never tried it, so I shouldn't be so hard on it, I guess. But it's so easy to pick on. I don't think they sell it anymore, Gary. Ghost your soul. Oh, Yernick, I hope that's just melodramatic. Yeah, Grandpa Bones liked it. Also, Willie, was it the Nashville Mafia guy? He liked it. It stunk up the mail truck. That's how you know it's bad. Now, I think Tin Biz would have to pay you to take it, David. I don't know if Porcupine would prepare you for it, Dr. Bob, but maybe. Maybe. Armadillo? I thought you weren't supposed to eat armadillo because you could get leprosy. You're making that up, Yurnik. There's no way they're selling Captain Black watermelon. I got some jackknife plug in my eye, I think. Walrus flipper. That's unusual. Captain Black Clippers. Doug, how many armadillo have you met? Armadillo? Armadilli? Armadillos? I'm really surprised at how sweet this is. I'm not getting dark fire. Seems like a really nice sweet Virginia. A little bit of spiciness on the retro hop, but none of that like real smoky, ketchupy, dark fired stuff. Awesome on the half shell. I just had a couple of random synapses connect. I was thinking about Willie and Captain Black Grape and all that, and that reminded me that someone was asking me if I had heard from, I think his name is Jeff, and he's Ohio Sweet Muffin Piper. It's apparently been missing for a while. Has anyone heard from him? I don't actually know him, but somebody was asking me if I knew, and I said I would mention it on a live and see if anybody knew his whereabouts or if he's okay or anything. Hot sauce makes anything edible, Gary. I love it when people try to explain something to you that you've never seen by comparing it to something that you've never seen. The belly of an armadillo is sparsely covered in long hair, like a coconut crab abdomen. Thank you, Phil. All right, Casey, good night. Have a great weekend, buddy. Was that the Jeff that passed away, Rush? Oh, my goodness. I knew, I didn't remember him being the sweet muffin guy, though. I thought that was a different person. Oh, okay, Peter. Peter. Patrick, thank you. I feel bad now that I asked, because I actually put a post up when he passed away to pass the word, but I didn't think it was the same person. Well, I'll put put him and his family in my prayers this weekend. That's sad. No, hot sauce cannot save Captain Black Grape. Nothing can save Captain Black Grape, David. Unless you wanted to eat it. I mean, you could eat a spoonful of Captain Black Grape with hot sauce on it. That would work. But if you want to smoke it, it's not going to help. So my official retirement starts February 20th. I'm still technically employed, although I don't have to do anything. They just pay me. It's kind of weird. But I've been working. I spent hours today and all week. They have files that technically belong to me, although technically they belong to the company too. And it's a gray area, but I want them because I want to publish on them. It's nothing proprietary, but it's things that I created while I worked for them. So they had to decide whether or not they wanted to keep them, and they've decided they don't want to keep them. But now I've been dealing with IT to try to get the files transferred to me through secure means, which has been a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. So I've been spending hours a day doing that. So I feel like I'm still employed because I'm still dealing with my company's IT department. And once this is done, I don't know what I'll do with myself. But I spent a lot of time the past couple days working on my website. I changed the host. None of this has gone live yet, so you'll still see the old website if you go to it. But and once it goes live, it'll look different, but it will have all the same content. The blog will still be there and everything. But I found out that I can actually host it for a fraction of what I've been paying. So. No, but spy cam glasses wouldn't do it, Phil, because it's just pages and pages of code. I I I just need the files, and it's if they don't want to give it to me, it's fine. I can recreate it, but it'll take me a lot of work to recreate it. So until I know I can't get the files, I'm not going to even start it. Isn't that the truth, Lord Hogarth? You know, even though I'm not technically retired yet, I'm not working, and the days are just flying by, and I'm busy all the time. So I don't know. I don't know how I ever found the time to work. It's really funny. Okay, David G. I like Brussels sprouts. I would probably try Captain Black Brussels sprout. So it's funny, matches pretty much made it impossible for me to ever try bacon old fashioned. But I have heard people say that it's either okay or a couple people actually like it. Hey, Big Country Briar, how you doing tonight, Cole? Great to see you. My home office is not coming along very well, Father Chris, because my wife still has all of her junk in my home office. Until she moves that out, it's like a sliding domino game. It's not sliding domino, the sliding number puzzle thing. We got like 600 steps we have to make before I can start working in there, but it'll happen. Yeah, certainly days of the week have started to lose their meaning, Phil. It's which is very weird. I actually find myself having to check to see what day it is. Still can't clean your desk, Gary. Yeah, I cleaned this desk uh, last week, which was a big deal because I needed a place to work, and I can't get into my upstairs office. So uh, I had a lot of stuff on this desk that I forgot that I put there. I also, believe it or not, cleaned behind me. Well, I cleaned up to here. So from here over, it's still a pile of stuff, but nothing better than being self-unemployed. Yeah, I agree, Phil. I mean, I'm complaining about the IT stuff and all that, and I spent a lot of time on this website thing, but it's worth it because I'm going to be saving. It's unbelievable. It's I was paying like almost $300 to host the site, which was stupid because I wasn't doing anything with it, but it was just easier to just pay it and you know let it sit there than to try to find a way to move it. And I got the bill coming up in like a week, and I thought, well, let me check into this. And turns out it wasn't that hard to move it, and it's going down to it's going to be $70 for 2 years, which is so it was time well spent, but it's not what I want to do. What I want to do is make stuff and you know putter around down here, and then there's this sense of guilt that my wife is she's not creating it, but I just feel it because she says like, well, what do you want to do today? I'm like, well, I want to go down the basement and be left alone. But this week I made a couple more pens this week, and I've got a couple more pipes that are I decided to make number 7 and number 8 simultaneously just to see how that went, and so far it's okay. That's an interesting approach, David. No, Phil, she oddly is enjoying the pens. Like I got the Penn State catalog. Penn State Wood Turning is a company that sells a lot of pen blanks and pen kits and things like that. And she went through that and said, "Oh, I want you to make one of these for me and stuff." And so she's kind of interested in that. So that helps. So yeah, getting that box. Phil sent me a huge box of pen blank wood and beautiful wood. I'm really looking forward to getting into some of that. But yeah, so that for some reason that's okay. Um, yeah, it just depends on what I'm doing. Like she likes it when I make um, spatulas and things like that. The pipes, she doesn't hate it, but she doesn't care that much. All right, Paul Johnson, you have a great weekend too, buddy. Thanks for joining us tonight. I know we're running over, but when has that ever stopped us? Still got a little bit to go. I think that's called cultural dissonance, Lord Hogarth. Good night, Kate. Sleep well. 4 Mondays, my goodness, bad dad. Well, I have this and I have Sunday, my Sunday video to kind of anchor me. So that's good. Um, by the way, if I ever just don't show up, it just means I forgot it was Friday. Yornik is still there. It's good to know. What about black walnut, Steve? That is actually black walnut. Ghost Rider, if I don't show up and you guys just want to chat, go right ahead. Oh, black walnut for pens. Yeah, that's a possibility, Steve. I'm really what's the word I'm looking for? I have an embarrassment of choices when it comes to woods right now. You have a great weekend too, Piper, on the 45. It's more about what I want to do with them. You know, like I really enjoy the pipe making, and I want to keep doing that. The tampers are fun, and I need to work on a shape for them. I like the concept of this with the brass end and the weight in it, and I like using the branch wood for it. You know, getting the unique knots and whatnot. But I don't like the shape, and you know, that's just a matter of playing on the lathe and coming up with a shape I like. Yeah, I don't really use tobacco trays, so I don't know. A K-bar tribute pen and pencil set in stacked leather. I don't know how well that would turn, Phil. But you've done some stacked leather stuff, haven't you? Thank you, Peter. So the reason I'm working on the website, it's probably obvious, but it's because if I keep making stuff, I got to have a place. I got to get rid of it. Otherwise, I'm going to have a house full of pens and pipes and tampers. You stabilize the leather, glue it up, and turn. Huh. Yet another thing I can get into. Phil, thank you. Now my wife will hate you. Sounds really cool, though. I think we might have talked about this before. I've seen people do that for fly rods, and also birch bark makes really nice fly rod hand grips. But it's a lot of work. The same basic process that you're stacking up thin pieces of birch bark and, you know, sandwiching it with glue. So anyway, as time goes on, I'm probably going to accumulate a bunch of tampers and I'll put them up on the website, or a bunch of pens or whatever. Maybe a pipe. I don't know. Birch bark would make an awesome looking pen. So you use the tobacco tray to catch the stray tobacco, Yornik? I've never quite understood what they're for. If it's for that, or if you're supposed to like spread the tobacco out and dry it. I'm sure. That's funny, Yornik. Hey, cork might be interesting. Mahogany would be beautiful. You guys are a lot more organized than I am with the tobacco trays. Yes, Manzita is going to be beautiful, Phil. Man, some of that, the figure on some of that maple is incredible. The other thing I might throw up on the website is spatulas and wooden spoons, which I've gotten kind of good at making, uh, because I was forced to. Because my wife made me make 12 of them for Christmas one year, and then people started wanting them, and they're a pain. Well, they're not a pain. It's just a lot of setup, and it's the kind of thing that it's easier to batch out. So if I say I'm going to make one, it's a lot of work. But if I'm going to make a dozen, it's just a little bit more work to make a dozen. So you can put a skull on anything you want to. Oh, you should use that, Phil. Is any of it long enough for like walking sticks? Bamboo. I don't really like the look of bamboo on bamboo pipes. The gnarly, knotty stuff. But see if I've got this here. I had a. I don't know what to call it now. I had a little offcut from a fly rod here. It's probably back in the box there. When you take the what's it called? The surface level. I can't think of what the shell of the bamboo is called now. I'm just blocking on the word, but the enamel. When you take that off and actually sand it flat, it's got a really beautiful grain structure to it. Very straight grain and a lot of contrast between the layers. Um, so yeah, I think using bamboo in that way could be really beautiful. Oh, I see, Bill. Okay. Glenna wants specials and spoons. Everybody wants specials and spoons. I'm telling you, I could probably make a fortune if I just spent all day making spatulas and spoons because there seems to be an endless need for them. But I like that, the people that I've made them for are using them, and like I'll talk to them a couple years later and they say, "Oh, I use it every day." And the one woman, I was so happy, she got in touch with me and said that, her kids have moved out and they love it so much they wanted to know if it would make them for them. And that really made me happy, to know that now there's two generations that are using those spatulas. And yeah. It's really not that bad, Ron. Once you get started, it just, you're repeating. It's like a factory thing where you do all of one thing 12 times and you move on to the next thing and you do it 12 times. So it's not like you're spending all day doing one thing. Uh, Plus, it's not like you make them in a day. So I don't make them in a day. You don't, Steve. You got to wait until I get around to making stuff and putting it on the website, and then I'll let you know. All right, Yornik, thanks for joining us tonight. You have a great weekend, buddy. Oh, I did not know that about Manzanita, Phil. That's interesting. Speaking of good night, I better get going soon. We got one more, so we'll start to wrap this up. But this has been fun. I appreciate you all joining me tonight. Having a bit of fun picking the tobacco of the week. It's a good one. It's a good one. I'm enjoying this. So it's going to be another good month. Another GLP's month, interestingly. So looking forward to having some more of this. Anyway, you all take care. Have a great weekend and a fantastic week ahead. I'll be back on Sunday. There will be a video on Sunday, and it's going to be a special video. I'm going to be showing you a very special pipe and something that I did and telling you a story about it. So I think you'll enjoy that. And we'll be back next Friday with another one of these things here. So have a fantastic weekend, a great week ahead. Take care, and we'll talk soon. I might even be able to end it.